Daniel wasn't always alone. 5 years earlier, he had been a husband. A man who came home to the smell of pasta sauce simmering and the sound of laughter bouncing off kitchen walls. But cancer doesn't ask for permission. It doesn't care about mortgage payments or little girls who still need bedtime stories. When his wife, Emily, passed away, Daniel was left with a 5-year-old daughter named Lily and a silence that felt heavier than grief. Lily had her mother's curly brown hair and her father's wide, uncertain eyes. The first night after the funeral, she crawled into Daniel's lap and asked, "Daddy, who's going to make my pancakes now?" Daniel swallowed the lump in his throat and forced a smile. "I am, baby. And they'll be even better." He didn't know how to make pancakes. He didn't know how to braid hair. He didn't know how to pack a lunch that didn't look like a disaster. But he learned. Daniel worked at a warehouse distribution center just outside town. It wasn't glamorous. 12-hour shifts, heavy lifting, aching muscles, and a paycheck that barely covered rent, utilities, and groceries. After Emily's medical bills, the savings account had dried up like a forgotten river. He cut everything he could. Cable was gone. Internet downgraded. He sold his old guitar. He even stopped buying coffee from the gas station on his way to work. But food was the hardest line to manage. Every evening, Daniel would open the fridge and calculate silently. 2 eggs. Half a gallon of milk. A pack of hot dogs. Some bread. He'd plate Lily's food carefully, adding a little extra, pretending not to notice when his own portion looked smaller. "Daddy, aren't you hungry?" Lily would ask, her little feet swinging under the kitchen chair. "I had a big lunch at work," he'd lie smoothly. "I'm stuffed." Sometimes he would nibble at the crust of her leftover sandwich after she went to bed. Sometimes he drank water to quiet the growling in his stomach. Sometimes he just endured it. Because Lily always finished her plate. One winter evening, the heat bill arrived, higher than expected. Daniel stared at the numbers, feeling his chest tighten. Rent was due in 4 days. Payday was 6 days away. He turned the thermostat down that night and wrapped Lily in 2 blankets while reading her a story. "Are we camping, Daddy?" she giggled. "Yeah," he said softly. "Indoor adventure." After she fell asleep, Daniel sat at the kitchen table in the dark. He spread out bills like cards in a losing hand. He did the math again and again, hoping the numbers would change. They didn't. The next morning he skipped breakfast. At lunch break, while his co-workers lined up at the food truck parked outside the warehouse, Daniel pretended to scroll through his phone. "You coming?" his friend Marcus called. "Not hungry today," Daniel replied. But his stomach twisted.